We have reviewed a lot of woke commercials on this channel, trying to figure out what products the companies are actually selling. Obviously, what they're really selling is just woke politics, but theoretically, there's some product in there somewhere. My record has not been great. Okay, I'd actually prefer not even to get into what my record is here. It hasn't been terrific. There is a subspecies of woke commercial that is really proliferating these days. That would be the white guilt woke commercials. We covered these a few months ago. I now want to try my hand at them again because we're seeing them everywhere. While we have corporate America telling us to be less white, which I think I'm doing a pretty good job at, actually, as a part Sicilian American. We really have to narrow and figure out where exactly this is all coming from. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by Home Title Lock, leader in home title protection. More from them later. First, let's roll the tape.
You love me. You love me not.
Was that first guy white? It was kind of dubious.
You love black culture, but do you love me?
Huh?
You love how I sound, my voice, these beats, this flow. Not me though, right? You love how I look, my hair, this skin, but me? Nah. We don't get to exist. We're forced to survive.
Kind of looks like they exist.
We still fight. We still play while the world burns. On fields that ain't even level.
Man, I like a hair product. I don't.
All men are created equal. That's my favorite part. You hate us so deeply, but you're still so impressed. Why can't you see? There's history in our skin.
There is not history in the skin.
I'm him. He's me. She. Us. We.
Are they Eric Swalwell?
Are all black.
Power! Power to live right.
Burning a white sheet.
Power! Power to walk right, wigger!
Love me or
I'm
not.
gonna say like still a hair
We love
product
each
or
other
something.
deeply.
Because they talk about the hair specifically. I don't.
We gon' be us. We gon' break bread.
Okay, cool.
We gon' defy gravity.
You're probably not.
You love my culture, but do you love me?
I don't love this woke
world that
culture.
would be.
I don't like that woke culture at all. Beats by Dre. Ah, man, do I get any points? Because the ears are next to the hair. No! So I don't know. I probably don't get any points for that. I guess they did keep saying they're like, you love my music. And something tells me, I don't know, just judging by that narrative, I don't know that I will love that guy's music. I don't really love Dr. Dre's music. I guess there are some exceptions. That's really weird. That's a really weird one. Because it hadn't occurred to me until I watched that commercial that there could be a difference between existing and surviving. Did you hear? He goes, we're not allowed to exist. We have to survive. Well, I'm no metaphysician, okay? I'm no philosopher, but it seems to me if you are surviving, that presupposes that you have existed. But that's what this is all about. It's just like words. You know, it's words that don't mean anything together, jumbled up, but if you say it, you know, in like a really cool, deep, slow kind of voice, little gravelly over here, then it sounds really, really profound. All right, well, yeah, I don't get any points for that. Let's try the next one. Racism is everywhere. No, it's not. Like what?
We gotta keep pushing forward.
I guess BLM is pretty racist, that's true. And they are everywhere now, so it's the truth is silence is not an option. Actually, it is. Silence, most times people are talking, silence might be better.
If you took the time to come here and work, then take the time to vote. That's our power. Some of the injustice that we've been seeing is not okay.
What injustice? What specifically are you talking about?
Let us be perfectly clear.
Black Lives Matter.
Wow, brave. Wow, I haven't heard that except from every corporation and politician and university and Hollywood and just everyone who has any power in this country, yeah. BLM, I don't know, man, like, I couldn't even like venture a guess. I was wondering if it was just kind of like a PSA or something like that. The NBA, think about the rich irony of the NBA saying racism is everywhere. Majority of NBA players, what race do would you say most sort of NBA players come from? Are they Irish? Are they Tibetan? No. In America, black people are what, like 12% of the population? Is more than 12% of the NBA black? Well, that's evidence of racial disparity. Racism is everywhere in the NBA, if you ask me. What a joke, man. What a woke joke that is, huh? You never thought that COVID could cost you your home, right? You probably thought that was a joke. Well, it can. Cybercrime is up 75%. By far, the most serious cybercrime to worry about is home title theft. This is something I didn't even really know about until recently. I was hearing about it. Cyber criminals, foreign and domestic, are now after our homes. And it is easier than you would think to get it. The title documents to our homes are online now. The thief finds your home's title and forges your signature on a quitclaim deed stating that you sold your home to him. Then he takes out loans on your home and leaves you in debt. You won't know about this until late payment or eviction notices arrive. Insurance doesn't cover you, and neither do common identity theft programs. That is why I would strongly recommend that you protect your home with Home Title Lock. The instant Home Title Lock detects someone tampering with anyone's home title, they can help to shut it down. Go to HometitleLock.com, register your address to see if you are already a victim. Then use code Knowles, KNWLES, to receive 30 free days of protection. That is code Knowles at HometitleLock.com. HometitleLock.com. Now that we feel protected, let's return to the white guilt. My producers have informed me that there's nothing to guess for these videos. These were just videos submitted by you, the viewers, of great instances of white guilt in promotional materials, and I just can't resist but taking a look at them, so let's roll the tape.
Is your skin color holding you back?
No.
Are you tired of systemic prejudice ruining your day? I'd like to tell you about a new solution to racial inequality. White Squad, professional white advantage services. White Squad is a team of carefully selected white representatives who act on behalf of people of color. We're your stand-ins for life's racially unbalanced situations.
Like applying to college?
Our team members are standing by.
Is that probably that wouldn't be a great service?
Hail a
Then
cab.
you'd have a disadvantage if you were to
Find a
do
better
that.
apartment. Having legal troubles? White Squad will appear in court for you, giving you the full benefits of being a white person in the legal system. How do we do it? We've assembled a team of reassuring white people, each with unique areas of effectiveness. We pre-screen all of our employees to ensure their names and appearances provide maximum benefits to you. That's why our services come with a 100% advantage guarantee.
I had good grades, but I couldn't get a scholarship. Then I called White Squad, and I was decorating my dorm room in no time.
Then I called White Squad and was actually disadvantaged by law in applying to college. Yeah, wow, great idea.
White Squad, professional white advantage services.
Who is putting this out? What channel is this on? It's just some commercial out there. White Squad is a part of Look Different, which is MTV's multi-year campaign that works to shed light and combat bias based on race, gender, and sexual orientation, apparently. This according to the description from the video. It's funny, I guess, because it's totally divorced from reality. The video is evidence itself that it's divorced from reality because there's only one racial group that it is publicly and socially acceptable to deride and denigrate and mock, and that's white people. And it's not only socially acceptable, it's actually encouraged by the dominant culture. It's encouraged by MTV. One of the strongest arguments against the point of this video is that you're allowed to make this video. Whereas if you were to make that video about black people or Mexicans or whatever, any other racial group, you would have your life ruined. You would be ostracized from society. You'd lose your job. You'd be deplatformed. You couldn't do it. So just a total fantasy. I can't believe, because the whole time, the thing that keeps coming back in your mind is there is one law in this country that does discriminate and on the basis of race and give people advantage and other people disadvantage. That law is called affirmative action. It gives advantage to black people and Hispanics and some other racial groups, and it disadvantages whites and Asians. And they actually used that example. They said, oh yeah, it's really hard to get a good college scholarship and get it, but then I pretended to be white. In reality, it's exactly the opposite from that. But that's why you find it on television, right? Because it is a fantasy. And the reality of it, of course, nobody would want to talk about, except for crazy people who are probably going to get deplatformed on YouTube if you in any way question this sort of dominant liberal narrative. All right, next one. This looks like it comes from Cartoon Network about black history. Let's roll it.
All right, class. Can anyone tell me who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison!
That's not entirely true.
It is entirely
true. The light
true.
bulb could more rightfully be attributed to Lewis Latimer, the black inventor behind the filament inside the bulb.
That's just not true.
His invention made light bulbs affordable and efficient enough for the general public, bringing electric light into households around the world.
Well, so now you know. Wait, is that it? Hold on. We're not going to mention why he invented the filament? To create a better standard of living for people who had only just been freed from slavery? Are we going to ask why kids are apparently learning about Thomas Edison?
Thomas Edison!
Ugh, and not learning about Lewis Latimer? These textbooks are
because Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, and Lewis Latimer sort of improved
black
it.
Classical musicians, black cowboys, black fighter pilots. Where are they? I worry about you humans because you only live, about 100 years? You rely on these stories to know your own history. Thanks to systemic racism, most of your storytellers
Is this seriously on Cartoon Network?
Which leaves you with an incomplete picture. Ask yourself as you're learning history, who's telling the story?
I mean, this is presenting reality in as much as it's an angry liberal white lady yelling at us all. I think the scolding is certainly has to do with reality, but what she's saying just isn't true. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, and I remember Joe Biden, I think, brought this up. He said, hey, Corn Pop, listen, Mr. Malarkey. Thomas Edison, a white guy, he didn't invent the light bulb. It was a black guy named Lewis Latimer. It's just not true. Reuters actually even admitted this. Reuters had a fact check, said that Lewis Latimer invented a longer lasting filament for light bulbs. So he kind of improved upon the light bulb, but he did not invent the light bulb. Ronald Reagan had this line. He said, it's not so much that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's not what they don't know. It's that they know so many things that aren't so. This angry cartoon lib lady who probably has one of those pink hats and marches around on weekends, she is so certain. The people who made this cartoon are so certain of what they're saying, but it just isn't true. And what they're doing, though, is a brilliant strategy. I mean, we can make fun of it all we want, but it's brilliant because the reason the left always goes after education, why they've taken such a keen interest in education and now in sort of children's books and Dr. Seuss and children's cartoons, is because if you can shape impressionable minds when they're still being molded, those changes have a far greater chance of sticking than if you were to present this argument. If they presented this argument on some adult network, not like an adult, not like XXX, but like on a network for adults, it wouldn't work because you'd say, oh, wait, Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb? Hold on, oh yeah, that's just not true. Okay, never mind. But kids aren't going to do that. So they're just going to believe this stuff. All right, let's finish out the tape.
Was this modified to make white readers comfortable? Are major details being left out that would credit people of color and center their point of view? Honestly, I should have asked for script approval before agreeing to do this.
We'll do some rewrites. I'm sorry, we didn't know.
Well, so now you know. I swear.
Was that Robin DiAngelo? I think that actually was. I'm not even sure this was a cartoon. I think that just was Robin DiAngelo. The bit of truth that we can really glean from this, that we should all think about is, do you want to be like a normal, adjusted human being who's grateful to people like Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, and Latimer, who improved it, and sort of like one another and like our country and be grateful for stuff? Or do you want to be just an angry, scolding, bitter, white liberal lady cartoon? Which do you want to be? Because that's the political divide right there. Are you on that lady's team, or are you with the rest of us who are laughing at it and trying to set the record straight? Be sure to post some other videos if you find any that are pushing this kind of stuff. The white guilt specifically, or wokeism more broadly, post it in the comment section. We will look forward to reviewing them next time.